Have you ever wondered how this song sounds so powerful?
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie. Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
Sure, it's super catchy and gets stuck in your head.
It's Jennie.
And it does have a great beat, but there's a sneaky reason that makes Like Jennie even more addictive. It's the sound of Jennie's voice and all the secret tricks behind her performance, vocal recording, and effects. Let me show you. Now, I've worked with a lot of artists over the last 20 years of me producing, especially those in K-pop and like C-pop, and I've also recorded myself, I'm not kidding, probably like 5,000 times. And the first and the most important thing I try to nail is the lead vocal performance. Trust me, it's the foundation of everything else. Okay, so listening to this, I think the most important two things to consider are pitch and energy. In K-pop, a lot of girls tend to have like a really high-pitched, almost squeaky kind of rap style. Not Jennie. She's actually sitting kind of like in her mid-range here. So that's what we're gonna try to do.
Who wanna rock with Jennie? Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie. Like Jennie.
The reason this works is being lower makes you sound more powerful, and clearly Jennie in the song is. Another huge part of this delivery is its chewiness. We talk about chewiness quite a bit on this channel, and this is when you really lean into the consonants of the song.
Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
I'm really grabbing that keep, that done, the D, the P, the K. The alternative would be to be chiller with it, like keep your hair done, nails done like Jennie. But that is so much less percussive and it's not as impactful. Now, obviously, performance is not the only thing that makes a lead vocal sound the way it does. It's also processing. One thing I do in pretty much every vocal I produce is run them through a reverb, a delay, and a doubler send. Listen to what this sounds like without it.
Who wanna rock with Jennie? Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
And with it on.
Who wanna rock with Jennie? Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie. Like Jennie.
I feel like it makes all the vocals kind of glue together a little bit nicer. And basically what you do for this is you bust out to a verb chain, to a delay chain, and a doubler chain. It's something I fully explain in my course in the vocal module, this blueprint for verb, for delay, for doublers, like these super technical details of this, but this is what you gotta do. One thing I will say though is you do wanna know when to go dry and when to stay wet. And this is why sometimes when it comes to certain track parts, I actually drop out my effects. Like right here, you can see that I dip the verb and I do the same thing with the delay, and that's because this is the transitional part of the track that is also silent.
I think I really like Jennie. But have you ever met?
Keeping it dry really helps it punch through. And okay, before we move on from lead vocals, there are a few really special kind of hidden things in here I want to show you guys. Okay, this one you guys have likely seen me do, but I've basically cut off the ends of these words. These are like Jennie, because it makes it a little bit more percussive like this.
Like Jennie.
And it is like that in the original record too. Okay, but this little vocal here is really interesting.
But have you ever met?
This is the transitional, but have you ever met before it goes into the next part. Without any processing on it, it sounds like this.
But have you ever met?
So, you know, normal, cool performance. But with all the things, it sounds like this.
But have you ever met?
So first of all, I'm cutting off a little bit of the met at the end, again, to give that percussive feeling. I'm processing this through a doubler, which I'm sure you guys have seen me do a lot on this channel. This is one of the best effects to kind of add a slight robotic or kind of like digital sound to anything. This is another channel favorite. I'm adding a little bit of saturation with FabFilter Saturn, and I'm using a stock EQ here in Ableton to remove some of the lowest frequencies and a little bit of the uppers too. But here is the secret trick, the actual one that you wouldn't really think of listening to this. When I was listening to the original, I kind of kept asking, what makes it sound so like messed up on purpose, right? It doesn't sound clean. It sounds kind of like super duper processed, but it wasn't just this processing. And then I figured it out. So the way I did it here in Ableton specifically is I put this into complex warp mode, which basically is something that's responsible for how different samples sound when you like stretch them, right? Make them longer or make them shorter. There's an algorithm for drums to make those cleaner. Complex Pro is usually good for anything. It's like the cleanest. Complex, not too much. It can add a little bit of weirdness to vocals. So here I'm using that weirdness deliberately by having it in this mode and then pitching it up just 43 cents. So it's not even a lot. And this is rap, right? So the tone, you could really pitch it up a lot and down and it wouldn't like change how it sounds with the beat. So, if you turn this off, it sounds like this.
But have you ever met?
A little messy, but with this on,
But have you ever met?
kind of almost sounds like AI, which I like because she talks about, that AI can't copy her swag. So it's like a little subliminal message. Yeah, I love this trick, and it's just one of many that can make your vocals so much more interesting. Tuning, rhythm editing, mic placement, everything plays a big role, which is why I'm working on a vocal production course right now. And between us, it's gonna eat up all the other vocal courses. I already know. So get on the early access list and be one of the first to know when it drops. And hey, if you need help right now, my music producer crash course has a really good vocal module, plus info for drums, mixing, synths, all kinds of goodies. A lot of people really love this course, which is why I extended the sale I had for it last week to this week. So go ahead and take advantage of the discount. All right, we've spoken all about the leads in this song, but the reason it sounds super huge when you listen to it is not the leads. It's the dubs. If you want that giant "who wanna rock with Jennie" sound, you will need a lot of dubs. I have my loud dubs group right here.
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie. Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
And I even have another group called quiet dubs.
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie. Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
So the loud ones are processed really similar to the lead vocals because I kind of wanted them to be the same level, like really loud and present. This is really important. When you're trying to make a big group sound like this, you do need to sing or rap or like shout, I guess, here in different pitches. So remember how I made a big point that our lead pitch was kind of like a middle pitch, right?
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie.
So now we want to surround that middle pitch with other pitches. Bad pitches only. I'll show myself out. Bye. So these ones are on the lower side.
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie.
I'm really down there in my alto. Who wanna rock with Jennie? And then we have a higher version.
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie. Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
And these are not too high, right? Because I could have done like, who wanna rock with Jennie? But this song is very powerful, like I mentioned. So we don't want any of these like super high, kind of squeaky voices in there. So I kept it all relatively lower. And one thing to keep in mind too, these higher dubs are panned all the way left and all the way right. And the lower ones are panned a lot narrower. It's something I learned through mixing a lot of songs. Higher frequency things live really nicely when they're very wide. Lower frequency things rarely need to be wide. The more centered they are, the more like natural they sound. Not always, you can always break rules, but like great place to start. And just for some texture, I even have a layer of whispers here. Sorry if that's creepy. What this does is it adds brightness and air to our whole vocal package. And if you listen to Like Jennie, you will hear that there's a lot of that air frequency in the whole group. And this is something I have in one of these dub groups. These are the Jennie repeats. These are really interesting. Take a listen.
Jennie, Jennie, Jennie. Jennie, Jennie, Jennie.
This is exactly what happens on the record, by the way. So to make it kind of fun and exciting, the first Jennies go up in pitch. So Jennie, 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 we're climbing. And the second set goes down, Jennie, Jennie, Jennie. And the reason this works is because as it goes down, it's sort of landing, right? And this is the end of this section and we go to that, but have you ever met? And then it switches. Really cool technique using pitch here. And this sounds pretty freaking huge to me when I play it all together.
Who wanna rock with Jennie? Keep your head down, nails done like Jennie.
Now, there are not a lot of background vocals in this song, but they are super impactful when they do happen. We have this whole big baddie stack right here, and you guys will recognize this when I play it. Now, the way I approach these is I split my takes into body takes and air takes. Something like this, for example, to me is a body take. And this right here is an air take. My best impression of Jennifer Coolidge. Wait, how does she go? I can't do it. Basically, I just alternate, right? I go down as I create new parts. I do the body, and then I do the air. And what's really cool about this stack of vocals is all of them are just one note. So literally just holding a note for about a bar and a half. But there is a melody that sits on top of this pedaling stack. And it's this. Of course, I also did an air layer to make it a little bit shimmerier. And okay, let's listen to what I have here. This is obviously like a super condensed version of this part of the song with like some parts taken out, but I think it sounds pretty close.
Ooh, wanna rock with Jennie. Keep your head done, nails done like Jennie. Like Jennie. I think I really like. But have you ever met?
Let me know which of these tips you found the most helpful. And in the meantime, here's another video that I think you'll like. I will see you guys next time. Bye.